4 years ago, I made a video talking about the saw you see behind me. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm not really surprised because the video didn't get very many views. But the whole premise of it was to talk to newer or hobbyist woodworkers that were in the market for either a new table saw or their first table saw. And I just wanted to talk to them about SawStop and kind of the stigma that, I talked to a lot of different people when I got mine, and they're like, oh, I don't need that much saw, or, I'm just a hobbyist. And I thought this kind of went against kind of what SawStop was for. And you can go watch that video and see kind of the full message. But that was the idea was, it's my opinion that I think this saw should be and is made for hobbyists or new woodworkers, not for people who are professionals that have been doing it for 10 years. They're less likely to hurt themselves on a table saw than someone who is newer to it. So that was the general message. But at the end of the video, I said something that I want to show you right now. And one last thing, I was not asked by SawStop to say this, and I'm in no way sponsored by them yet. Now, did I really believe that that would happen, that it was possible that SawStop would partner with me at some point? At that point, no, it was kind of said more as a joke because I really didn't have much of a following. There would be not much of a reason for SawStop to ever reach out, but it's something that I said in the moment and unknowingly kind of manifested. And today I'm proud to say that I have officially partnered with SawStop. And I wanted to make this video not only to announce that, but to also show you all of the cool stuff they sent me. So in a second, I'll get this saw out of the way. This was my first saw that I bought on my own, and I want to roll in the new saw and kind of show you guys everything that they sent me. Before I show you the new saw, I just want to give kind of the specs of this one, just to give a little bit of what I'm going from and what I'm going to. This is the 1 3/4 horsepower, 36-inch professional cabinet saw, and it's been a great saw for me. I've had 0 brake trips, which is great because that means I didn't touch my finger, and I haven't had any false trips, which I know a lot of people are concerned about, but I've had it 5 years with 0 trips, and it's just been a great saw for me. So I just kind of wanted to give an overview of that to then now show you the new one, which I'll roll in right now. This is the SawStop 5 horsepower industrial cabinet saw, and I got it in the 52-inch length version. I had the 36 before, but I found that I was sometimes limited. I needed to cut stuff over 3 feet sometimes, and this will just give me that extra length to do that. They also included the Overarm dust collection, the industrial mobile base, and I even got their 18-inch under table cabinet, which is amazing. It's used for storing your blades when you're not using them, and then it has a bunch of little drawers that even have soft close on them. It is a really nice unit to slide under here. I was just using an old cabinet before, so that is a nice upgrade, but here it is. Another big upgrade on this saw that I am very excited to use is this new T-Glide Advanced Rip Fence. So what I really love about this fence is this extruded aluminum face that you see here, which has this dovetail slot, which can be useful for any jigs that you want to make. They also provide some little pieces you can screw onto your jigs, which make it compatible with this slot. And then you can also use, if you have any micro jig clamps, you can use those right in here to hold on any sacrificial boards or anything like that. But the really cool part is that you can use it in this normal setup here, or it's really easy to make this into a low fence. All you do is flip these little switches here, slide it out, and then these are spring loaded, so you just gotta push it in, slide it into the slot, and now you have a low fence for when you're pushing through material and maybe you need a push blocker. It's small material and you don't want that high fence to be in your way. This is a really good use of that. And if you ever want to do longer fences, if you want to do any type of joining kind of on the table saw, you can get a longer fence or even slide this back so you have more support out in front of the saw. That can be really helpful. And then if you want to just go back to the normal fence, it's as easy as sliding this out. And now we have the normal fence. One thing I want to go a little bit more into detail on is this floating dust collection arm, which I think is going to be great. I am a big fan of dust collection. I do not like breathing in dust. And this thing is as easy as just, if you need some room, lift it up, get it out of the way. But if you want good dust collection, I can bring that all the way down to the workpiece, whatever the thickness is, it'll stay right there, and that will all get pulled up and be taken out through this dust collection arm here. And if it is in my way and I need, more space than even, the 3 inches it provides there, I can easily just swing this thing completely out of the way, and now the whole space is freed up. So there's 2 features on this that you may be thinking, why didn't he get one of those? If you are someone who has looked at SawStop or have one and you're wondering about my setup here, and that is either one of their sliding tables that go on the end here. They have a really big one, and then they have a smaller, more kind of hobbyist version. And I chose to go with neither because I don't really do a ton of plywood, breaking down. And if I do, I prefer to use, a track saw to break it down initially and then come to the table saw to get things to their final dimension. So I didn't think that was necessary. And this is already a pretty big saw. I do have a big space, but I didn't think it needed to be any bigger, and I didn't think I would use that. I know a ton of people that do and really enjoy it, but for me, it just wasn't really one of those options that I thought would add a whole lot of value to my saw. The second thing is a router table integrated into this anywhere. And you have 2 options. You can either put a router table on this side, on kind of the saw side, or you can put it at this end. But I chose to go with the Overarm dust collection, so I couldn't put it on this side of the saw. My only option would have been to have it on this side, which if I'm gonna set up my router table, it's not something you want to have to lower and reconfigure. And I just thought, if I'm doing router work, I would rather it be separate. I already have a router table, but I may have also gotten another router table as well in this package, which I'll talk about in a minute. But as far as it being integrated into the saw, I just thought, having the fence for the router table on this side, I would have just been, I'm someone who kind of, hops around a lot. Sometimes I forget, I got to cut that piece down, do whatever. If I have to come back to the saw and I've got my router set up and it's kind of, I don't want to change it, but I have to because I need to make a big cut with like a sheet of plywood or anything. I just didn't want to have to mess with both of those things kind of being in the same footprint. So what I did choose to go with was SawStop's freestanding router table, which I'll show you right now. So this is SawStop's freestanding router table. If you didn't know that they made those, now you do, and they are incredibly nice. So thank you to them for sending this out as well, because I did express how I didn't want it integrated into my saw. It makes a lot of sense for many people that I know where they have a smaller space and you want, everything kind of packed into a smaller footprint. But for me, I think having this separate is going to be really nice. And it's got the 4-post lift, which is an incredibly nice router lift. I've got the dust collection box here, and this cast iron top is so nice with this fence system back here. Everything on this, this is a premium router table here. So incredibly excited to have this, and I may use it kind of in conjunction. I have another one, not nearly as nice as this, but I think I'm gonna keep both router tables because being able to set up for my doors where I'm doing my tongue and groove, being able to set each one up for one for tongue, one for groove, and not having to like switch between and get recalibrated in between, if you need more stock or whatnot. Having 2 of them set up just for those specific tasks, and that can be applied to a lot of different tasks in the shop, I think will be really nice. So when I tell you that SawStop absolutely hooked me up with not only, an amazing saw, amazing router table, they gave me so many extras and goodies that I am so appreciative of, whether it's stuff for the router table or the saw. I've got extra blades, everything I need for the router table. And then they also included these 2 things, which are the last things I'm going to talk about, which is their premium dado set, which it's obviously an amazing dado set, but it also comes with this really cool sustainer here, which if you have a dado set, most of them come with a horrible way to keep it organized or keep it together, and you have to unscrew these things off and grab everything you need. But in this thing, everything is so nice and compact and just kept exactly as you need everything. Comes with the extra cartridge or the cartridge for the dado, and then everything you need, and then it's in this nice little package that, you know, when you do need a dado, you just grab this thing and you're good to go. So the last thing I want to talk about is SawStop's Revolution miter gauge, which is by far the nicest miter gauge I've ever seen. I have like 3 other different ones from different brands, and they are not even close to as nice as this thing is. Let alone does it come in this really cool sustainer here, which just keeps everything together, keeps it all dust-free. So when you don't use this, you know, it can be kind of off to the side, not getting damaged or, you know, thrown on a shelf somewhere. It's in this nice box, which is great in itself, but then the actual miter gauge is incredible. It's, like I said, it's the nicest one I've ever seen. So let's get it out of here. I'm going to throw it onto the table saw, and then we'll talk about, you know, what makes it so great. So what really sets this miter gauge apart from others is this dial, which allows you to accurately and really easily set this to whatever angle you want, anywhere from 0 to 60 degrees. All you have to do is turn it. And not only is that really cool and feels really awesome, it's also super accurate. Each one of these little hashes, as soon as it lines up with this baseline here, and whatever the edge of this lines up with is what degree you're currently at. So this is at 18 degrees right now. And this is just in its free form kind of setting where I can just spin this and there's no real like feedback for where I am or, you know, what degree I'm on. But that all changes when you spin this lower knob, which says right now that it's in that free position. If I give it 1 click, I am now in the 1 degree increment position, which is going to be reflected in the clicks that we hear when I spin this. And not only can you hear them, you can feel them, which is going to signify that you have gone 1 degree. So, and you can hear those, but you can also feel it. So if you spin it like this, all of those clicks are 1 degree. And they're also signaling that you are now locked into that 1 degree position. And if you wanted to get even crazier and more accurate, you can change this again to ½ degrees, to 1/4 degrees, or to even 1/10 of a degree, which then spinning this, you're going to hear a lot more clicks. It's going to be 10 clicks for every 1 degree of change. So you can hear those are much different. So if I go back to something like the ½ degrees, it's going to be twice as many as the 1 degrees, obviously. So each one of those clicks is 1/2 of a degree. And this is just a really cool, high quality miter gauge that I think I'm going to really enjoy having. So thank you, SawStop, for sending that out. So that's it. That's everything that SawStop has sent me for becoming a partner of theirs. And I couldn't be more appreciative of them reaching out and offering me this opportunity to not only be a partner, but to have probably the most amazing tools that they sell. This isn't to, you know, I didn't make this video to brag or to boast, and I don't want it to be a cringy thing where, you know, I'm saying that their company is so amazing. This is a company that I really, really valued long before they ever reached out to me. And that's something I really only partner with companies that I either know have a long track history of being a good quality company or a company that I already use their stuff. Those are my absolute favorite companies to partner with, is someone that, you know, I used it before you reached out. That's this. SawStop, I paid my own money for the first time. And this is, I mean, it's awesome to be rewarded in that way, and to be in this position is very cool. And I do not take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. And I couldn't be more appreciative of them. And, you know, I don't want people to think that I'm just spewing this stuff just because they gave me all this stuff and, you know, and I have to say it. I made a video like this long before that, you know, I paid to have the thing. So don't think that, And, you know, I just want to give my thanks. And obviously I want to talk about the stuff that they were so generous to give me. And, you know, and if this helps anyone else pick out their own saw, you know, think about, you know, the format that they want to go with. Obviously that's really cool, and hopefully that is helpful as well. And if you have any questions around, you know, whether or not, you know, you want an ICS, PCS, I'll let you know kind of my feelings on it. So yeah, feel free to comment down below any questions you might have around buying a SawStop or even the router table, because honestly I was pretty unfamiliar. I never really thought of them when it came to buying a router table. So very cool to have that. And it is, I mean, I don't think there is a better router table out there. So with all that being said, I have about 1 million boxes to break down from all of this stuff. So that's it. Thank you, SawStop. Mm-hmm.